Victoria was about to leave her small apartment when she heard a knock at the door. It was strange. She hadn't heard anyone in the hallway or the elevator. Who could it be? She was already late for work. This was the third time this month. She quickly tried to put on her other shoe but almost fell. Letters were scattered on the floor, probably bills or advertisements. She didn't have time for this. Sighing, she opened the door. A tall man in a dark suit stood there. He had a big smile on his face. "Good morning, Victoria. I hope you're doing well," he said cheerfully. "If not, don't worry. I bring you warm wishes from my wonderful company's director." Victoria's smile disappeared. How did he know her name? The man laughed. "Ah, I see you're surprised. Let me tell you how I know." He straightened his tie. "It's because I am the wonderful director." Victoria didn't have time for jokes. "I'm sorry, I really have to go. I'm late for work." The man shook his head sadly. "Ah, time. That's what everyone wants more of. But tell me, Victoria, what's more important, time or happiness?" She frowned. "I don't know what you're selling, but I'm not interested." He ignored her answer. "We have a special offer today. 25 extra years of life in exchange for eternity. Or, if you prefer, I can double your happiness for the same price." "Price?" she asked, confused. "No hidden fees," he said, smiling. "We take everything you have, forever." Victoria rolled her eyes. This was a stupid joke. "Fine," she said, playing along. "Then I want 50 extra years. Or 4 times more happiness." The man sighed. "You could, but I must tell you, after 25 years, the quality of life goes down. I recommend happiness." He pressed the elevator button for her. Of course, she was going down. It was morning, and she was dressed for work. Her job wasn't great. The pay was low, and her boss was always angry because she was late. She wasn't rich like her sister, Charlotte, who had a successful company and a perfect husband, Peter. Charlotte's life seemed like a movie. She had even met Peter in a dramatic way after a terrible car accident. The doctors said she would never walk again. Then Peter, a new doctor, arrived. With his help, Charlotte was walking again in weeks. He proposed 2 months later, and now they lived in the richest part of London with their 2 daughters, Gabriella and Angela. Victoria was happy for her sister. But sometimes, she wished she had good luck too. She sighed. "What if I get hit by a bus tomorrow?" she asked. The man grinned. "Then your perfect life will only last 1 day." He shrugged. "I can't do miracles. Another company handles those." Victoria laughed. "Maybe you should work for them instead." He shook his head. I tried. Their offer is different. Suffer now, happiness forever. It's a hard sell. The elevator wasn't working, so she turned to take the stairs. She was going to be so late. Then she gasped. Oh no! Gabriella and Angela's birthday presents. They're still on my kitchen table. There wasn't time to go back now. The man's voice followed her as she hurried down the stairs. It's time you want, isn't it, Victoria? I don't believe your nonsense, she said. But then she stopped. She was admitting that she needed more time. Suddenly, the man slid down the banister and floated in front of her, arms crossed. Aha, he said. Then you want happiness instead. Victoria stepped back, holding the wall for support. Now she understood who he was. I'm happy enough, thanks, she said, running down the stairs. Are you, Victoria? He asked, sliding beside her. Your job isn't bad. The pay is low, and your boss hates you, but I'm sure you'll find rent money somehow. You can't know that, she shouted. And money doesn't buy happiness. True, he nodded. Love makes the world go round. Exactly, she said, running faster. 5 floors left. I'm sure you'll meet someone one day. I don't need a man to be happy. If that's your offer. He laughed. Ah, you're so smart, Victoria. Happiness comes from inside us, not from money or people. You understand more than most customers. So, 25 extra years, then? I can see you won't waste them. She frowned. But 25 more than what? The man shook his head. I won't tell you how long your life is. When people know, they don't enjoy it. I don't believe in any of this. He jumped off the banister and held up something small and white. Your sister didn't believe it either, he said. Not until her accident. Here's my card if you change your mind. Then he vanished. Victoria stood alone on the stairs, her heart racing.